Hello and welcome to the Barnett Center in Aberdeen, South Dakota for the Boys State B Basketball Tournament. I'm Zac Spear alongside Nathan Delaney. Appreciate you tuning in here today on 5 Star streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio 1015 AM 1570. Before we get started into our pregame, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors ahead of the game, as we wouldn't be able to do these broadcasts without them. So if you know these businesses, maybe consider giving them your business as they support the school that you support. Our Viborg-Hurley sponsors include Helena Agri-Enterprises, Ackerman Heating and Cooling, Merchant State Bank, Central Farmers Cooperative, Farmers Lumber Company, Hometown Grocery, Ward Law, and Yankton Thrive. Coming up, the first game of the Class B state tournament. It'll be the Viborg-Hurley Cougars taking on the Lyman Raiders. The Cougars with a great regular season and, of course, a win in the SODAC 16 that found themselves all the way up to the number 1 seed in the Class B state tournament. Lyman was able to grab the 8th seed. And for Lyman, just looking at where they were in the standings in the SODAC 16, they had to travel because even with that win, they're at the 13 seed in Class B. So a little bit of an upset there for the Raiders to have made the tournament, and they'll be looking to pull off another upset in our game here today that is set to tip off at 11 o'clock this morning. The Cougars enter this game again as the 1 seed and a 20-3 record up until this point of the season. Lyman 17-6. For the Cougars, they score 58 points per game, and they give up 44.5 points per game. Their defense really is a large part of the reason why they are able to get it done night in, night out, and come away with victories. Then looking at the Lyman Raiders, they put up 61.2 points per game while allowing 48 points per game. So they score 3 more points per game and allow 4 more points per game. So about as evenly matched as far as point differential can be. And Nathan, coming into this one, it's the Viborg-Hurley Cougars and the Lyman Raiders. This has now become the biggest game of the season. You're coming off your biggest game of the season in the SODAC 16. You've now made it to the state tournament, and a trip to the state championship game must start here today. If you're thinking just as a team, what are the few things that you are thinking you've absolutely got to do well in this one?
I think, one, you can't let the moment get too bright. One loss and essentially your chance at the state championship is over. You can't let that moment get too bright. You're in a neutral site here up in Aberdeen, but you got to stick to what you've been doing. You got to continue to play your brand of basketball, and you cannot let the crowd, the atmosphere, everything around you affect the court. Court's the same dimensions. 3-point arc is the same distance. Keep everything between the baselines that you can control.
And just, to add on to that, looking at the rosters for each team, a big part of not letting the lights get to you, the big moment get to you, it comes with age. And for Viborg-Hurley, they come in with a very senior-laden team.
They got a very senior-heavy team, like you said. There are 3 big contributors, all seniors. Walter Warwick, the senior, mainly the point guard, going to dish the ball. Brady Schroedermeyer, a senior. He's the leading scorer on this team with 22.8 points per game. And he also leads the team defensively with 78 steals on the season. And then number 3, Jake Austin, also a senior. So 3 big seniors on this team for Viborg-Hurley. They have experience in this tournament as well.
I appreciate you jumping in there, Nathan, as just making sure everything's in order here with the staff at Northern State, as it is the Viborg-Hurley Cougars taking on the Lyman Raiders. Again, tip-off set for 11 as the Class B Boys State Tournament is ready and set to get underway. Appreciate you tuning in on 5 Star streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio 1015 AM 1570. As we will step aside for just a moment, we'll be back to continue on with pregame and then tip-off.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
Helena Agra Enterprises is one of the foremost agronomic solution providers in the U.S. with over 500 branch locations. Helena markets and sells inputs that improve agricultural productivity for greater customer returns. Helena's theme of people, products, knowledge reinforces the company's commitment to helping customers succeed through the knowledgeable and dedicated people, useful and unique products, and the latest proven technologies. Helena is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars.
Get your grocery list and head to Hometown Grocery on Main Street in Viborg. Warm up with hot deals at Hometown Grocery, home of super savings, putting more purchase power into your food dollars. So pile up the pantry, load up the shelves. With hundreds of new items, you'll find everything on your grocery list if you can find room in your freezer. Visit Hometown Grocery on Facebook and check out the latest ad to save even more. Hometown Grocery is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Good luck, Cougars.
Trust Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning in Viborg for all your HVAC needs. Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning features Coleman Heating and Cooling Units. The Coleman name is a trusted icon in America. Known for the rugged dependability and tremendous value, Coleman products stand the test of time. So if you need HVAC work, let the professionals at Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning handle the task from start to finish. Give them a call for whatever the South Dakota weather throws your way.
At Merchant State Bank, with locations in Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products with a small town service to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them online at msvsd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is a proud sponsor of the athletic and academic activities in the communities they serve, hoping this season is a memorable one. From Merchant State Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
And back to the floor as we continue on with our pregame, awaiting the matchup between the Viborg-Hurley Cougars and the Lyman Raiders. Again, apologize about that interruption earlier as we had to find a new outlet to plug in here on the floor, but we should be ready to roll and good to go for the remainder of the game. Big thank you to South Dakota Public Broadcasting for allowing us to broadcast this game and video stream it, as well as they've got exclusive rights, but every year they work with us and allow us to come out and follow the teams that we just love covering. For complete coverage, updated scores, and photos of the high school basketball championships, visit sdpb.org/basketball. All games will be broadcast live on television on SDPB 1, 2, and 3-TV. For updated content, check out SDPB Sports on social media. Again, it is the number 1 seeded Viborg-Hurley Cougars against the number 8 seeded Lyman Raiders. And this is the first game of the state tournament that is set to get going in just a moment, as both teams are currently on the floor warming up. Coming up, the second game of the first slot will be the number 4 seeded Aberdeen Christian team against number 5 seeded Castlewood. Both teams enter this tournament 20-3. And then later into the afternoon and evening slots, we will have coverage. So we're going to cover not only Viborg-Hurley, but the Freeman Flyers here throughout their tournament as well. And at 5 o'clock, the number 2 seeded Freeman Flyers take on the number 7 seed Sully Buttes. Freeman 21-2, Sully Buttes 18-5 entering the tournament. And both games will be on Fox Sports Radio 101.5, AM 1570, as well as here on 5 Star Streaming on YouTube. And to wrap up the night, A good one against the number 3 ranked De Smet Bulldogs and the number 6 Wall Eagles. That game at 6:45. Both teams enter that game 19-4. But again, we will have a live video stream on 5-Star Streaming on YouTube, as well as, of course, audio on Fox Sports Radio for all 3 of both Viborg-Hurley and Freeman games throughout this tournament. And it should be a good one here as Viborg-Hurley getting ready to take on Lyman. And Nathan, you kind of touched on some players to keep an eye on on Viborg-Hurley and the senior-laden team. A lot of senior leadership, and of course we'll see if that comes into play here later. Talk to me about the Lyman Raiders and maybe some players to keep an eye out on and what it is that they do well.
Lyman's kind of got a similar thing going on as Viborg-Hurley, but instead of seniors, it's a lot of juniors. The big one is MJ Deem. He leads the team with 17.5 points per game, also averages 5 assists per game. So he's going to be the one setting up his teammates and the one scoring for the team. That'll be the big thing to watch. The other junior on this team is Chance Seaboy. He averages 5.7 rebounds per game. So not the greatest scorer, but he's great at getting rebounds, extending possessions, and helping his team around. The second scoring option is Dawson Vollmer. That is also a junior on this team. He averages 12.3 points per game and about 5 rebounds.
And just looking at the rosters, the Raiders, about 7 players on their team who put in consistent work and get regular playing time. As we then look at the Viborg-Hurley Cougars, who also, about 7 players, both with a 7-man rotation that we should expect to see getting minutes in the state tournament. Of course, it's kind of who has the hot hand is who you want to ride into the tournament. Again, the point differential between these two teams about as close as you can get. Lyman's point differential on the season, an average of 13 point per game victory. For Viborg-Hurley, it's only 13.5. Looking at the Cougars, they were 9-0 on the season while playing on their home court. So certainly they did find an advantage playing on their home court, and they call it that for a reason, home court advantage. It's a lot nicer when the crowd that you're playing in front of is cheering for you rather than jeering for you. While on the road, they were 6-1 this season, making them 15-1 in those games. And of course then, with them being 20-3, means at neutral locations, 5-2, which actually would be their worst winning percentage of either home, away, or neutral location. Of course, that's all just numbers. It's all just stats. And this is such a good Viborg-Hurley team. And one thing we should talk about, Nathan, is it is a team with experience coming into the state tournament. Viborg-Hurley, it's my 3rd year in a row actually getting to cover them at the state basketball tournament. A couple years ago, they were in the consolation side and, maybe a little bit of youth on the team. Last year, they had some seniors, some youth on the team, and ended up falling just shy last year in the championship game. So they clearly were able to win big games and make it. And now here, in my 3rd year in a row of getting to call them at the state tournament, it is a senior-heavy team, and they have the experience. They played in a lot of state tournament games. As you mentioned, you can't let the moment get too big. And that helps when this is your 3rd trip already to the state tournament. They will certainly be fighting hard to get a state championship appearance, and this Cougars team certainly has the capability to take the championship for Class B. And Nathan, what value do you see added in when this is your 3rd trip in a row to the state tournament and you've gotten to play in them as a player now?
Obviously the experience helps. I think it's just about being able to be confident that you can get it done this year, that you can actually hoist that trophy. But with that being said, you've tasted the state championship. Sometimes you're going to look past this simple quarterfinal game, and you can't afford to do that. You got to go one game at a time. It's only 3 games, but it's the most important 3 games of your career, of your season, right here.
And couldn't be more true. Like he said, you can't overlook the games because every team that has made it to the state tournament is a good team. You don't make it to the state tournament unless you've been playing good basketball all season long. And right now, the Lyman Raiders, they might feel like they're an underdog, but that always makes you feel like they've got a chip on their shoulder. Let's go out there and prove that we're not a true 8 seed. We're going to go in, we're going to take this game from you, and we're going to win it. So Viborg-Hurley needs to stay on their toes, of course. I mean, you can't overlook any opponent, and Lyman, it's hard to overlook an opponent with a 17-6 record. They clearly have played well, but so has Viborg-Hurley. 20-3 as Coach Shane Warwick has his team ready to roll yet again in the state tournament. On the other side for Lyman, they are coached by Cooper Garnos. Coming into it, a 17-6 record for them, 20-3 for Viborg-Hurley as we inch closer and closer to tip-off here on the floor. And just real quick before we send it to break, just a look at the opponent's win percentage for the teams played by each side. Viborg-Hurley has had a very tough schedule, one of actually the toughest in all of Class B, with a 56.3% win percentage on the other side of them. But then you look at Lyman, they've got them beat even with a 57.8%. So you might look at it, yeah, they've got 3 more losses on the season, but they've had a slightly tougher competition and road to get here. But of course, you play who is on your schedule, and Viborg-Hurley has done it well and grabbed the number 1 seed. And by the end of this weekend, they are certainly hoping to be the number 1 seed in Class B and bringing back a state championship for their home crowd. Coming up just moments away, we'll have your starting lineups, your national anthem, and of course tip-off in what is sure to be a great basketball game here at the Barnett Center at Northern State University in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is the Class B State Basketball Tournament on 5-Star streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports 101.5 AM 1570.
Spring's coming fast, and it's time to get your fields ready. At Central Farmers Cooperative, they've got the seed and the crop protection products you need to start the season strong. From trusted seed varieties to the chemicals that help protect every acre, their team is here to help you grow smarter and maximize your field. Stop by Central Farmers Cooperative today and talk to one of the agronomy experts about the right plan for your farm. Central Farmers Cooperative, locally focused and farmer strong.
Building a team takes the right mix of quality materials and expertise. You can find the lumber and materials for your next project at Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. Farmers Lumber Company knows that both area teams are built strong and are sure to be successful in tonight's game and beyond. So if you need lumber or hardware for your spring project, make sure to stop by Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. From Farmers Lumber Company, good luck to both teams.
The Viborg-Hurley Cougars are guilty of not only being great athletes, but great young adults growing into a great asset for the community. That's why Gary Ward of the Ward Law Office is proud to support the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Young Viborg-Hurley students are the future of our community, and the future is bright. So from Ward Law Office in Viborg, good luck to Viborg-Hurley Cougar student athletes in the game and in life. Go Cougars!
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
Helena Agra Enterprises is one of the foremost agronomic solution providers in the U.S. with over 500 branch locations. Helena markets and sells inputs that improve agricultural productivity for greater customer returns. Helena's theme of people, products, knowledge reinforces the company's commitment to helping customers succeed through the knowledgeable and dedicated people, useful and unique products, and the latest proven technologies. Helena is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars.
Get your grocery list and head to Hometown Grocery on Main Street in Viborg. Warm up with hot deals at Hometown Grocery, home of super savings, putting more purchase power into your food dollars. So pile up the pantry, load up the shelves. With hundreds of new items, you'll find everything on your grocery list if you can find room in your freezer. Visit Hometown Grocery on Facebook and check out the latest ad to save even more. Hometown Grocery is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Good luck, Cougars.
And we are almost to tip-off as both teams have taken to the bench and no longer on the floor for their warm-ups. We're still waiting for that final buzzer to sound to signal the official end of the warm-ups, but the team's not on the floor as it looks like we'll have a quartet of singers for our upcoming national anthem. The Lyman Raiders in their all-black jersey and shorts trimmed out in red, and for Viborg-Hurley, all-white jersey and shorts trimmed out in orange and black, as it is almost game time here at the Barnett Center in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Big thank you to our sponsors of this game that include Helena Agri Enterprises, Ackerman Heating and Cooling, Merchant State Bank, Central Farmers Cooperative, Farmers Lumber Company, Hometown Grocery, Ward Law, and Yankton Thrive. For complete coverage, updated scores, and photos of the high school basketball championships, visit sdpb.org/basketball. All the games will be broadcast live on television on SDPB 1, 2, and 3 TV. For updated content, check out SDPB Sports on social media. And on the floor, here is your national anthem. And again on the floor, you just heard your national anthem as it is time for your starting lineups here on the floor as we start with the number 8 seeded Lyman Raiders, 17-6, their record this season, and they come into this one coached by Cooper Garnos. Number 2, the senior guard at 6'1", it's Conway Collins. Junior guard at 5'11", number 3, MJ Deem. The sophomore forward center combo at 6'4", number 4, it's Cole Kiefer. Junior forward guard combo 6'4", 10, Dawson Volmer. And to round off the Lyman Raiders starting lineup, it is junior forward at 6'4", number 35, Chase Seaboy. Entering the tournament, the Raiders scoring 61 points per game and giving up 48 points per game. It's now time to meet your starting lineup for the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. They come into this one as the number 1 seed in the Class B state tournament, 20-3 their record, coached by Shane Warwick. Number 1, it's the senior guard at 6'2", Braden Morrison. Senior guard at 5'9", number 3, Jake Austin. Senior forward at 6'4", number 4, it's Nolan Koltoff. Number 5, the senior forward, 6'3" tall, number 5, it's Walker Warwick. And to round off the Cougars starting lineup, the senior guard at 6 feet 2 inches, number 23, Brady Schroedermeyer, is here on the floor. The lights have dimmed, and they'll do their starting lineups on the floor as we just got through them. And playoff basketball is upon us yet again. Appreciate you tuning in here tonight as the Viborg-Hurley Cougars and the Lyman Raiders battle it out. Winner goes on to the state semifinals, and if you lose, you're headed to the consolation side of the bracket. Here on the floor, we've got a nice video of all the teams in the state tournament and some of their big plays, is now showing the Freeman Flyers. And a reminder, not only are we going to cover all Viborg-Hurley games here on 5 Stars, streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio, we will also have all of the Freeman Flyer games. And, well, it could line up for a championship between Viborg-Hurley and Freeman, but that might just be looking a little bit too far ahead. Again, the Cougars will be wearing white jersey and shorts trimmed out in black and orange. On the flip side for the Lyman Raiders, listed as the away team, black jersey and shorts trimmed out in red. The Viborg-Hurley Cougars and the Lyman Raiders, it doesn't get much better than this, Nathan. State basketball, and we start with a great one here. On the floor, everyone is on their feet, I should say, preparing for the game. And state basketball, always so much fun. You've got the energy, the crowd always gets into it, and it is just a good time had by all, and always a good time at the Barnett Center at Northern State University in Aberdeen. I've had the honor, this is my 3rd straight year, and I would not want to be anywhere else right now, making the trip at 5:30 this morning to make sure to get here in time, but well worth it, because this game is going to be exciting, and I can guarantee you are going to hear the crowd as they make some noise for these two teams. It's the Cougars and the Lyman Raiders at 11:12 in the morning, duking it out for a chance for the state semifinals. The starting lineups have wrapped up on the floor. Both teams huddled up, chatting things over. As we await tip-off, the lights are back up on the floor. And it is tip-off time here in Aberdeen. Brady Schroedermeyer will do the jumping for Viborg-Hurley, and he matches up against Cole Kiefer of the Raiders. Kiefer listed at 6'4", Schroedermeyer listed at 6'2". Advantage Lyman in the height department in the center circle, as it is loud here in the Barnett Center. The official meets in the center circle, and the tip is controlled by nobody. It will result in an immediate stoppage. And Nathan, what a way to start our state tournament.
You think the nerves are there a little bit?
I think so. There it does tip, and controlled by Viborg-Hurley. The Cougars will start with it on offense. The first opportunity to score here. Jake Austin gives it up to Walker Warwick as they trade it back and forth. Push out to Jake Austin, launches up a 3. Can't get that one to fall. Rebound into the hand of the Lyman Raiders. Moving it up the floor is MJ Deem, and they move it beyond the perimeter. Back to Deem, dishes it out, a kick into the corner. The three-point attempt, Conway Collins leaves it well short. Brought in Brady Schroedermeyer.
Both teams missing their first shot.
And still looking for that first score, as looking for it here. Another 3 attempt off target for Braden Morrison, and it goes the other direction for the Raiders. Raiders move it quickly. And up top, moving it there, MJ Deem. Swings it across to the hands of Collins, who already took 1 3. 0-0 your score, 6:50 to play in the first quarter. With it, MJ Deem makes a move to the free throw line, lofts it up, and in for 2. The first score of the Class B state tournament belongs to the Lyman Raiders. And the Cougars take it on the other side. Brody Schroedermeyer Brady Schroedermeyer drives and is fouled. It'll be before the shot. And so 6:28 to go in our first quarter of action here. Lofted in, put up, and tied up. Schroedermeyer puts it in for two. Schroedermeyer gets the scoring started. 2 points and a rebound for him early in this one. Raiders with it here on offense. And driving with it, MJ Deem loses the basketball. Poke free, Jake Austin gets the steal. Cougars a chance to take their first lead of the game. 5:52 to play. A mid-range jumper drops and is scored by Walker Warwick to put his team in the lead. 4-2, Viborg-Hurley leads in this one. Across, moving it is Lyman. With it, Cole Kiefer. Up top, moves it Chase Seaboy. On defense, the Cougars looking for a stop to extend their lead. They lead by 2. Into the lane, it's moved. Ball poked free yet again. Schroedermeyer gets the steal. Moves it down the floor quickly, gives it up. Morrison off target on the triple. The three-point shooting has not been efficient to start here early in this one. Another attempt on the other side. Vollmer can't get the bucket to go, and it's an offensive rebound for Lyman. Deem with it, jab step between the legs, moves it up to the free throw line, hops it down low, off the glass and in. Four to 4, your score. 4:40 to play in our first quarter. We're knotted up, and the Cougars on offense looking to reclaim that lead. Down low, shot swatted. Nolan Koltoff wanted the bucket, and it's sent the other direction. The Raiders, a great defensive stop and a chance to reclaim the lead. They bounce it out here, and beyond the perimeter it moves. Conway Collins up at the top of the key. Moves it into the corner. Cole Kiefer, a great look from downtown. Off the back iron it bounces, and Schroedermeyer brings it in. With it here, the Cougars. We've crossed the halfway point of our first quarter. A running floater, no good, and fight for the rebound, knocked out by Lyman. And Walker Warwick, the attempt there, Nathan, and probably not the look his coach wanted to see, a running jumper, as we have our first media timeout here.
Big thing with these first 4 minutes is we haven't seen a three-pointer yet. We've seen plenty of them attempted. We haven't seen one made yet.
And that will send us into our first break of the game here. Keep it tuned for a tie game, 4-4, halfway through this one on 5-Star streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio.
Trust Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning in Viborg for all your HVAC needs. Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning features Coleman Heating and Cooling Units. The Coleman name is a trusted icon in America. Known for the rugged dependability and tremendous value, Coleman products stand the test of time. So if you need HVAC work, let the professionals at Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning handle the task from start to finish. Give them a call for whatever the South Dakota weather throws your way.
Back on the floor here, tied up at 4 apiece halfway through our first quarter. It is Cougars basketball after it was knocked out. An inbound to Schroedermeyer. He's fouled hard and will be sent to the free throw line immediately. And the foul will go against Conway Collins. He's already up to 2 now. Schroedermeyer, good on the first attempt.
Schroedermeyer, statistically the guy you want to foul on this Viborg-Hurley team, though, only shooting 58% from the free throw line.
And all of that, we'll see how he shoots in the tournament, we can probably expect he's going to be sent to the line quite frequently here as kind of the leader of this Viborg-Hurley team. Expect to see him at the line a lot, and we'll see if he can capitalize. Got the first one, and the second attempt here for the 2-point lead is no good. He goes 1 of 2, and Lyman gets the rebound. It's taken away. Jake Austin, another steal. He's going to step out of bounds. Wanted to wait and see if they're going to call a foul or if he just stepped out. And they will say a turnover on Viborg-Hurley, who now leads by a point. It's 5-4, 3:45 to go in our first quarter. Raiders basketball. MJ Deem is pickpocketed. Jake Austin on the fast break here. Throws it up off the glass. It doesn't go. Whistle will blow, and I think another foul on Lyman. And Jake Austin, 3 steals in our first quarter already here, and just couldn't quite get the 2 to fall. Raiders will move the ball down the floor. Dawson Vollmer with it. Cross to the near side into the hands of Deem. They keep it beyond the perimeter, and around the horn it moves. The pump fake, driving baseline, getting stopped there as Dawson Vollmer has to kick it back out. Up top it goes to MJ Deem. Deem draws a double, goes baseline, slips the defender, and what a bucket! A great attempt there, MJ Deem, and a tough 2 as he reclaims the lead for his squad. 6-5, under 3 to play. Jake Austin splits the defenders, dumps it off down low, and a shot denied again. Brenner Gertis has checked in, by the way, for the Cougars, the first sub for Viborg-Hurley. And down low it moves. A foul, or do we have a foul or a 3-second violation on Lyman? No foul here. So it will be Cougar basketball, though. And with it, Brenner Gertis at the half-court line gives it up into the hands of Lincoln Van Orsdel. Van Orsdel into the corner. Jake Austin gets a great look all the time in the world, and our first 3 of the night is in the books. Viborg-Hurley an 8-6 lead, just over 2 minutes to play in our first quarter of action. The Raiders moving it left to right, down low, trying to post up, put in the shot up. It won't drop for Cole Kiefer, but we've got a foul on the Cougars. Brenner Gertis will pick up his first personal, and it's also Viborg-Hurley's first. Their first foul of the entire game comes in about 6 minutes. First free throw is no good. And our score remains 8-6 here. Cougars in the lead. And the second one will drop. It's a 1-point game. Back and forth here early at the state tournament. As I mentioned, every team from here on out is going to be a good team. So if every game came down to the final possession, wouldn't be all that surprised. Van Orsdel, now across it goes Gertis. A lot of passes early in this possession as Van Orsdel finds himself wide open from range. Off target, offensive rebound for Brenner Gertis, drops on it, he's able to get it out. Resetting this possession are the Cougars. Jake Austin settles in, wanted his second 3 of the game, and a foul's going to be called. Off-ball foul, and it's going to go against, I believe, Lyman on Kenyon Garnos as Braden Morrison checks back in for Viborg-Hurley. 4 fouls here in the first quarter, 3 on Lyman, 1 on Viborg-Hurley. Inbound gets in up top, Schroedermeyer. Now Kolthoff back to Schroedermeyer. He tries to work it, wanted to find Gertis in the lane, but it's taken the other direction for Lyman. Around the perimeter goes before, down low, working it and scoring it, Dawson Vollmer. Vollmer had defense all over him, but still finishes the job at the rack. 1 minute to play in our first quarter, 9-8. Lyman with a 1-point lead. Brenner Gertis now swings it into the far corner. Van Orsdale, who brings it up top. Finds Schroedermeyer, puts his head down, drives with it, and he is fouled. And with it, the Cougars will retain possession. Brenner Gertis will inbound it, gets it into the hands of Van Orsdale. Van Orsdale up top, and now they move it. Brady Schroedermeyer. Braden Morrison on the money, puts in a three. Braden Morrison puts his team up 2 with under 30 seconds to go here in our first quarter of action. 11-9, Cougars in the lead. The 1-seeded team against the 8-seeded team in Lyman. MJ Deem with it, dribbles and works against Van Orsdale defensively. Makes a move to the far side as the countdown starts, rises up. The bucket no good, offensive rebound, turnaround jumper also no good, as that will wrap up our first quarter of action here on the floor. It is 11-9, as they are going to say Braden Morrison's 3 got changed to a 2, and that will wrap up our first 8 minutes. We'll step aside when we return. The second quarter of action on the way.
At Merchant State Bank, with locations in Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products with a small town service to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them online at msvsd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is a proud sponsor of the athletic and academic activities in the communities they serve, hoping this season is a memorable one. From Merchant State Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
Back to the floor after our first quarter of action. 11-9, Viborg-Hurley leads the Lyman Raiders here in Aberdeen. For complete coverage, updated scores, and photos of the high school basketball championships, visit sdpb.org/basketball. All the games will be broadcast live on television on SDPB 1, 2, and 3 TV. For updated content, check out SDPB Sports on social media. The alley-oop and lob thrown down for Lyman and the tie. That one flushed down by Dawson Vollmer, the junior, listed at 6'4". 11 apiece down low. Cougars move it, and another foul on Lyman. I tell you what, Nathan, what a way to get the second quarter started. Tie it up with an alley-oop. Threw the ball from the three-point range, and Vollmer just went up and threw it down.
When you find yourself down after that opening quarter, you need some energy, you need some juice. Nothing more than a big alley-oop dunk. Get the crowd back in this.
Schroedermeyer back at the line, missed the first half of 2, will swish in the next, and he's been about exactly what we said on, 58% free throw shooter on the season, 2 for 4 currently. Raiders with it and moving with it. MJ Deem, whistle will blow, and it's going the other direction. Cougars get the stop. And it is Viborg-Hurley basketball in a 12-11 lead. A violation rather than a foul. So we stay at 1 for the quarter. Driving down low, Jake Austin had a seam and a great find, but just didn't put quite enough on it as it's taken the other way. MJ Deem with it. Tries working it down low, bumping is Cole Kiefer, and he's fouled by the Cougars. He'll head to the free throw line. And at the free throw line, swishing that one in, Cole Kiefer. So Kiefer knots it up, and for the lead, He's got it. A minute into our second quarter of action, 13-12, the Lyman Raiders currently with the lead. Cross-court pass here from the Cougars. Morrison saved it, but into the hands. Well, Jake Austin will find it. Right back to Morrison. His three short. What a sequence of events as Jake Austin nearly got a hand on it, but instead, MJ Deem kicks it across. And the out pass now. Lyman with it. A little hectic of an offensive possession here. And a foul going against the Cougars. That will be against Jake Austin. His first personal and team's first of the quarter. 6.5 minutes to play in our first half of action. Lyman with a 1-point lead. MJ Deem, the quick inbound and a launch from the perimeter. Brady Schroedermeyer reels it in, sprints it down the floor, and lob up, and Schroedermeyer would have had to jump 10 feet in the air to get that one. Instead, it's going the other way for Lyman. Deem with it, drives it through two defenders, no good. Cougars with it, and you'd like to see one of these teams kind of slow it down, as it has been a crazy minute of basketball here. Morrison works it down low. Koltoff an easy two. And just a hectic start to this one in the second quarter. Under 6 minutes to go in our first half. Up top with it here is Canyon Garnos. Gives it up. Josiah Vaught, dead on three, no good. And a foul on the rebound. Believe on Viborg-Hurley. And it'll go against Brady Schroedermeyer. His first personal and the team's third. Bounce pass down low. A good look and scoring it, Cole Kiefer. The sophomore having a good game to start the state tournament. Puts his team up 15-14. Schroedermeyer moves it up top. And now a quick pass intercepted. Taken the other way, knocked out of bounds, and last touch by the Raiders. The steal was Canyon Garnos, a junior guard for Lyman. As checking in here for Lyman will be Chase Seaboy. Let's get a little more height on the floor, but he'll replace Cole Kiefer, who's also listed at 6'4", so scratch that. Jake Austin with it here for the Cougars. Gives it up to Brenner Gertis, and now Walker Warwick with it. A lot of passing here. A good look, Jake Austin. Buries another triple. Jake Austin drops it. He's up to 6 points. Up top, it's moved for the Raiders. And between the legs, Josiah Vaught. The answer, three. It's good. Josiah Vaught. My goodness. Back-to-back threes here on the floor. Jake Austin gets a good look on the runner. Off the back of the rim it goes, and to Lyman. Raiders putting up a great fight and currently in the lead here late in our first half. Just over 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. 18-17, Lyman leads. The jumper, no good. Warwick the rebound, his first of the game. We have reached the halfway point of our second quarter, and we've got a good one cooking up here in Aberdeen. Nolan Koltoff with it. Gives it to Jake Austin. Austin now with it. Stops beyond the perimeter. And to Van Orsdell. It moves around to the near side. Austin pump fakes the three. Drives with it. Has a couple defenders on him. Gives it up. And an awkward shot there. Does not go for Warwick. Warwick kind of got caught in the air with a defender and just had to throw it up. So the Raiders with it here on offense. Down low pass is knocked around. Ball's on the floor, ends up with the Raiders. They swing it across. Josiah Vaughn wants to move it down low, and a foul here on Nolan Koltoff. Nolan Koltoff picks up his first personal, and that will be immediate timeout on the floor. 3:11 to play in our first half of action. It is 18-17. The Viborg-Hurley Cougars trailing the Lyman Raiders.
Spring's coming fast, and it's time to get your fields ready. At Central Farmers Cooperative, they've got the seed and the crop protection products you need to start the season strong. From trusted seed varieties to the chemicals that help protect every acre, their team is here to help you grow smarter and maximize your field. Stop by Central Farmers Cooperative today and talk to one of the agronomy experts about the right plan for your farm. Central Farmers Cooperative, locally focused and farmer strong.
Building a team takes the right mix of quality materials and expertise. You can find the lumber and materials for your next project at Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. Farmers Lumber Company knows that both area teams are built strong and are sure to be successful in tonight's game and beyond. So if you need lumber or hardware for your spring project, make sure to stop by Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. From Farmers Lumber Company, good luck to both teams.
3:11 to play in the second quarter. A good one here in Aberdeen. The Lyman Raiders as the 8th seed leading the number 1 seeded Viborg-Hurley Cougars. It is Lyman basketball, and the inbound gets into Conway Collins. Faked the three, and now it's moved around outside the perimeter again. Conway Collins with it, and now it moves to the far side. MJ Dean trying to drive, and it's poked free into the hands of Walker Warwick. His first steal of the game. Cougars with a handful of steals already. They're up to 5 in our first half, and a steal for the other side, Josiah Vaughn. Vaughn brings it in, and now the Raiders back on offense. Driving with it, Vaughn, the spinning fader, left it short, and Schroedermeyer pulls in his team-high 4th rebound. Cougars looking to get it rolling on offense. A pretty low-scoring one here. So far, lots of contact, no whistle, as it was kind of contact from both sides, and the officials letting them play here. A timeout going to be called for Lyman, and head coach Cooper Garnos takes his first timeout of the game. It is a 30-second Raider timeout. We will leave it here. A big thank you to our sponsors of this game. That include Helena Agri Enterprises, Ackerman Heating and Cooling, Merchant State Bank, Central Farmers Cooperative, Farmers Lumber Company, Hometown Grocery, Ward Law, and Yankton Thrive. Nathan, what a good one we have here. The number 8 seed and the number 1 seed battling it out, a 1-point game late in the first half.
Every single team has made it to this tournament for a reason, like we talked about in pregame. You can't overlook this Lyman team if you're the number 1 seed, because right now we got 2-12 to the locker room and you're trailing them.
Lyman certainly impressive to start this one. But the thing is, it's not surprising. As we mentioned, they had a really tough schedule to get to this point and had to travel on the road with their Sodak 16 and still came out with a win. That's just the sign right there of a good team. Cougars, of course, a very good team as well. Just over 2 minutes to go in the second quarter of action. 18-17, Lyman the lead. And the Cougars on defense right now. They swing it around. A good look from perimeter. Back iron it goes. Nolan Koltoff the rebound. Cougars get the stop and look to take back the lead. It has been a back and forth game here today, and a low scorer. Wouldn't be surprised to see both teams in the 40s when it's all said and done. Braden Morrison with it, hands it off. Jake Austin gives it back to Morrison. A quick trigger from range. Money. Braden Morrison puts his team in the lead, and Jake Austin the feed. 20-18, Viborg-Hurley. On the other side, it moves with the Lyman Raiders. Up top, it goes into the hands of Collins, swings it to the far side. Back up top, it moves, and Dawson Vollmer Over to Collins, 6 to shoot here for the Raiders, and just forced to take an uncomfortable 3. It's no good. Offensive rebound, it stays with Lyman. Round to the other side, they get a much better look, but this one not dropping either. Whistle will blow, and a foul called here on the Cougars. That'll be their 4th team foul of the quarter with 50 seconds to play. Brady Schroedermeyer, his 2nd personal. Again, that is the team's 5th, so that'll be bonus free throws here for Lyman. The Lyman Raiders in the bonus for the remainder of the first half. They trail 20-18, but a chance to tie it up with MJ Deem at the free throw line. Appreciate you tuning in here today. I'm Zac Spear alongside Nathan Delaney. And Nathan helping out run camera, stream, and color commentary. Got his hands full here today, but appreciate him making the trip with me to Aberdeen. The Viborg-Hurley Cougars and the Lyman Raiders, 20-18 lead favoring the Cougars with 50 seconds to play. MJ Deem at the free throw line. And Nathan, we didn't see many fouls in the first quarter from Viborg-Hurley, but now bonus free throws for the Cougars.
It's the tale of 2 different quarters. It's going to be interesting how these last 50 seconds turn out if Lyman can take a lead to the locker room and feel good.
Cole Kiefer actually will be substituted in at the free throw line. They'll say it wasn't Deem. Knocks in the first of 2, and that makes it 20-19. And Kiefer goes 2 for 2. We're all knotted up at 20 apiece. Under a minute to go in the first half. Morrison will give it to Austin, and the pressure from Lyman will back off and take back to defense. Kolthoff with it. Makes a move into the lane. Now it goes right back out. A 14-second difference between shot and game clock. Each team should have one final possession in the first half. Ball poked free. Austin reclaims it for the Cougars. 10 to shoot for Viborg-Hurley as it moves to Brenner Gertis. Gertis drives, dishes it. Warwick out to Jake Austin, and an offensive foul or a timeout. A timeout for the Cougars, and Jake Austin buried the 3. And right now, unfortunately, Coach Warwick probably wishing he had not called that timeout. It is a full timeout on the floor. We will take a 30-second break. When we return, the final 18 seconds of our first half. It's tied up at 20 apiece between the Viborg-Hurley Cougars and Lyman Raiders.
The Viborg-Hurley Cougars are guilty of not only being great athletes, but great young adults growing into a great asset for the community. That's why Gary Ward of the Ward Law Office is proud to support the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Young Viborg-Hurley students are the future of our community, and the future is bright. So from Ward Law Office in Viborg, good luck to Viborg-Hurley Cougar student athletes in the game and in life. Go Cougars!
And back to the floor here as we've got 18.5 seconds to play. It's tied up at 20 apiece. Inbound gets in, shot denied. Kolthoff gets his own rebound and an offensive foul. Now it is a possession foul, so it won't be Lyman free throws. But Nolan Kolthoff got rejected on his first attempt, pulled in the rebound, put a shoulder down, and just a little bit too much force. Kolthoff will take to the bench with Lincoln Van Orsel in his place. 15 seconds to play here in the first half. Lyman a chance to take the lead as we near the half. 8 seconds here. Deem with it down low, moves it off of the hands and out of bounds from Vollmer. Now Viborg-Hurley with 5.5 seconds to try and retake that lead. Brenner Gertis to inbound it for the Cougars. Gets it into a running Jake Austin. Austin sprints it down the floor, goes to the layup, and scores it for 2. Jake Austin, what a finish to our first half. Are you kidding? He leads his team with 8 points, and Nathan, What a way to send it, as you said, to the locker room. Jake Austin, 5.5 seconds, gets it near half court, sprints it down the floor, fakes the kick out, a move here, a move there, off the glass and in.
It's a pretty play to watch. It's a good job of getting the shot off in time and getting it to go in. So this has been an impressive opening half. It is 22-20. There's nothing more you could ask for. We got some solid defense being played on both ends. Both teams well below their averages so far, scoring-wise. I'm excited for half number 2.
Absolutely. We enter our halftime. We'll have your halftime stats coming up in just a moment. Again, we'll have coverage of all Viborg-Hurley and Freeman boys basketball in this Class B state tournament right here on 5 Star streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio 101.5 AM 1570.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermillion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
Helena Agra Enterprises is one of the foremost agronomic solution providers in the U.S. with over 500 branch locations. Helena markets and sells inputs that improve agricultural productivity for greater customer returns. Helena's theme of people, products, knowledge reinforces the company's commitment to helping customers succeed through the knowledgeable and dedicated people, useful and unique products, and the latest proven technologies. Helena is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars.
Get your grocery list and head to Hometown Grocery on Main Street in Viborg. Warm up with hot deals at Hometown Grocery, home of super savings, putting more purchase power into your food dollars. So pile up the pantry, load up the shelves. With hundreds of new items, you'll find everything on your grocery list if you can find room in your freezer. Visit Hometown Grocery on Facebook and check out the latest ad to save even more. Hometown Grocery is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Good luck, Cougars.
Trust Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning in Viborg for all your HVAC needs. Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning features Coleman heating and cooling units. The Coleman name is a trusted icon in America. Known for the rugged dependability and tremendous value, Coleman products stand the test of time. So if you need HVAC work, let the professionals at Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning handle the task from start to finish. Give them a call for whatever the South Dakota weather throws your way.
At Merchant State Bank, with locations in Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products with a small town service to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them online at msvsd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is a proud sponsor of the athletic and academic activities in the communities they serve, hoping this season is a memorable one. From Merchant State Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
At our halftime, 22-20, the Viborg-Hurley Cougars leading the Lyman Raiders here in a good one in the Class B state quarterfinals. Winner advancing to the state quarterfinals. All Viborg-Hurley and Freeman basketball games during the state tournament will be broadcast live here on 5 Star streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio. Nathan, what a great first half, a 2-point game. What did you see in that one?
I think overall at the very beginning, both of these teams kind of struggled to shoot, especially that 3 ball. Each team were struggling to adjust. It's a different gym, different backdrop. Once they started to see the hoop a little bit better, the shots started to fall. But Viborg-Hurley came into this game as a heavy favorite, and they haven't really taken control. It's kind of been a give-and-take situation. They've gone a little runs, and then Lyman answers with a little run of their own. And right now it's 22-20. We got anybody's ball game, and we got 16 minutes of basketball left. Could go either way.
And it's just been a really good one, back and forth, neither team conceding an inch. As, you know, a 2-point game, you just don't get much better than that. It has been about as good of a game as you can ask for here, as trying to load up the stats here from the South Dakota High School Activities Association. And, well, unfortunately, we might not be able to get their stats, but fortunately, I have been keeping these stats for the Viborg-Hurley Cougars, so we've still got your halftime stats. Braden Morrison in this one with 5 points and 2 assists. Jake Austin leading his team in scoring with 8 points. He has an assist and 3 steals. Nolan Koltoff with 2 points, 3 rebounds. Walker Warwick has 2 points, 1 rebound, an assist, and a steal. And Brady Schroedermeyer here with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal. As there we get the full stats, the official stats. And off the bench, Brenner Gertis with 3 assists and a rebound. And also off the bench, Lincoln Van Orsdell with 1 assist. Then the stats at the half for your Lyman Raiders, as Collins has not seen a whole lot from Conway Collins. 2 fouls. He's only played for 7 minutes because of those 2 fouls. And MJ Deem with 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's certainly having a good game so far, as well as Cole Kiefer, who leads his team in scoring with 7 points to start and 2 rebounds. Volmer with 4 points, 6 rebounds. Got Canyon Garnos with 1 assist in this one. Josiah Vaughn, 3 points. And Chase Seaboy with 2 rebounds and an assist. Those are your halftime stats for the teams, as this is the Class B state quarterfinals. Winner will take on the winner of the next game between Aberdeen Christian and Castlewood. Loser will then take on the loser of that game. And we will be back later for the Freeman Flyers game. We'll take our final break of the half. When we return, the second half just moments away. It's 22-20. Viborg-Hurley leads, and a good one.
Spring's coming fast, and it's time to get your fields ready. At Central Farmers Cooperative, they've got the seed and the crop protection products you need to start the season strong. From trusted seed varieties to the chemicals that help protect every acre, their team is here to help you grow smarter and maximize your field. Stop by Central Farmers Cooperative today and talk to one of the agronomy experts about the right plan for your farm. Central Farmers Cooperative, locally focused and farmer strong.
Building a team takes the right mix of quality materials and expertise. You can find the lumber and materials for your next project at Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. Farmers Lumber Company knows that both area teams are built strong and are sure to be successful in tonight's game and beyond. So if you need lumber or hardware for your spring project, make sure to stop by Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. From Farmers Lumber Company, good luck to both teams.
The Viborg-Hurley Cougars are guilty of not only being great athletes, but great young adults growing into a great asset for the community. That's why Gary Ward of the Ward Law Office is proud to support the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Young Viborg-Hurley students are the future of our community, and the future is bright. So from Ward Law Office in Viborg, good luck to Viborg-Hurley Cougar student athletes in the game and in life. Go Cougars!
And back to the floor, just moments away from the third quarter of action here, as it is 22-20. Viborg-Hurley currently leads the Lyman Raiders. A big thank you to all of our sponsors of this matchup that include Helena Agri Enterprises, Ackerman Heating and Cooling, Merchant State Bank, Central Farmers Cooperative, Farmers Lumber Company, Hometown Grocery, Ward Law, and Yankton Thrive. For the Cougars, the number 1 seed, the Raiders, the number 8 seed, and a 2-point game in this one. A big thank you to South Dakota Public Broadcasting for allowing us to broadcast this game. As whistles will blow here, and we'll be a little delayed on our start of the third quarter. For complete coverage, updated scores, and photos of the high school basketball championships, visit sdpb.org/basketball. All games will be broadcast live on television on SDPB 1, 2, and 3 TV. For updated content, check out SDPB Sports on social media. Cougars will start with the basketball, and Braden Morrison launches a triple, put too much on it. Moving the other side with it now, the Lyman Raiders, who now move right to left. Their first offensive set here of the second half of action. Chase Seaboy with it, moves it to the elbow, kicks it out. Now a mid-range jumper. MJ Deem had it blocked but kept it in his hands. Viborg-Hurley wants to travel, but I think it's the right call as it was a rejected shot. They move it down low into the post and kick it out as the jumper no good, and multiple players on the floor. It's a Lyman foul. And a lot of contact down low there on the rebound attempt, and everyone got up, no problem, which is great to see. No score here in the second half yet. So the Cougars, who had a very short possession moments ago, will take their second of the third quarter. Jake Austin with it. Ball is poked free. Ball hits the hardwood. Fight for it, and it's a jump, which favors Lyman. The Raiders get a stop. .6:55 to play in our third quarter of action. With it, the Raiders move it down the floor and into the hands of MJ Deem. He moves it to Cole Kiefer in the lane, kicks it right back out. Deem, now it moves around the horn, a spin, and nearly losing the basketball. That's up for grabs and ends up into the hands of Dawson Vollmer. Drives straight to the hoop with it, and a foul on Schroedermeyer, which is now his third already of the game, which could be a problem for Viborg-Hurley. Headed to the free throw line here are the Raiders. And at the stripe is Vollmer, misses the first of two, cannot tie it at this trip, as his team is down two. (22-20) Viborg-Hurley leads in this one. And Vollmer a chance to bring it within one. Next free throw drops, and it is 22-21. Cougars move it down the floor slowly with Brenner Gertis in control. Gives it up to Walker Warwick. Warwick into the elbow, right back to Gertis, back to Warwick. Cross-court pass here, a dangerous one. Braden Morrison tries the head fake, throws up a three, and misses that one. 2 minutes into the third quarter, 22-21. Viborg-Hurley leads. Lyman, the lone scorer of the third quarter. Down low, they move it, and a shot up and in for Chase Seaboy. Seaboy, his first points here of the game, and puts his team in the lead into the third quarter. Koltoff with it, gives it up to Jake Austin, and Austin is fouled. No, he stepped out of bounds. It'll be a turnover by the Cougars, and right now it's 23-22. Nathan, I'm not sure if we've had a lead of 4 points or more yet in this one.
I can't recall the time. It's been back and forth, and that's what you get when you get these state tournaments.
As good of a game as you can ask for. A 1-point lead for the Lyman Raiders, who come in as the number 8 seed, trying to dethrone the number 1 seed. On the far side, a head fake on the 3, settling in for a mid-range jumper. That one pure from Vollmer. And Lyman puts themselves up 3 now, which I do believe to be their largest lead of the night. I could be wrong, and a turnover by the Cougars. Viborg-Hurley throws it out of bounds, and it will be Lyman basketball, a chance to extend their lead. A key thing to point out, second chance points, is Nathan, we kind of talked about at the half, 6 for Lyman, 1 only for Viborg-Hurley. Down low, moving it are the Lyman Raiders. Turning jumper, no. Van Orsdale fighting for the rebound. Ball knocked out of bounds, and last touched by Lyman. It'll be Cougar basketball, and it brings us to 4:49 on the clock and a media timeout here. We'll step aside. It's 25-22. Lyman leads with just over 4 to play in our third quarter of action on the floor.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
Helena Agra Enterprises is one of the foremost agronomic solution providers in the U.S. with over 500 branch locations. Helena markets and sells inputs that improve agricultural productivity for greater customer returns. Helena's theme of people, products, knowledge reinforces the company's commitment to helping customers succeed through the knowledgeable and dedicated people, useful and unique products, and the latest proven technologies. Helena is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars.
Buzzer is sounded and basketball back in action as MJ Deem just going to make things a little tricky for Viborg-Hurley as they bring the ball across the timeline and into the middle. It's moved here, driving with it Warwick, and he'll have 2 free throws on the way. As Lyman picks up their second team foul of the third quarter. It has been a clean third quarter. And the foul goes against Seaboy. At the line here, it drops. The first of 2 for Walker Warwick, who is now up to 3 points in the game. Right now for Viborg-Hurley, it's just been an inefficient night, shooting 32% from the floor and missing that second free throw here. It remains a 2-point game. Driving into the lane, ball is stripped free into the hands of Nolan Koltoff as he falls out of bounds. A great heads-up defensive effort there, but it will be Lyman basketball. The inbound is bounced into the lane, and now it moves out beyond the perimeter. Deem gets a look from range. No. Ball knocked out. It'll stay here yet again with Lyman, and that's something we talked about, Nathan. The second chance points right now, and Lyman with their third opportunity on this same offensive possession. Inbound gets in, and across the horn it moves. MJ Deem with it. His team leads 2. Deem gets it right back, nearly lost the basketball, put the defenders in the air, scoops it in for 2. This game could come down to whoever scores 40 points might come out with a win. 27-23, halfway through our third quarter. Jake Austin with a full head of steam, scores it and count the foul. Jake Austin with the highlight play as we watch the replay here on 5-Star streaming on YouTube. Puts it in for 2. He's got double digits tonight and a chance for a 3-point play and to bring it back within a 1-point game. Foul will go against MJ Deem. Austin, no good as it rims in and out on the free throw. We remain a 2-point difference here. Deem across the timeline, up ahead it moves. And they step up to the elbow with Cole Kiefer. Thought about it long and hard, went for the three, nothing but net. Conway Collins, a moon ball. That one nearly touched the rafters, it felt like. Up ahead, Schroedermeyer moves it quickly and fouled before the shot. Would have been an and one had it been a shooting foul. Instead, an inbound here for the Cougars, who trail 5. Our largest lead of the entire game at just 5. Cougars with it and over 3 minutes to go in our third quarter. Nolan Kolthoff bounces it to Jake Austin, who's quick to give it to Schroedermeyer, who's fouled yet again. Foul goes against. The Raiders, and that is their 5th foul now of the quarter. Cole Kiefer, his 2nd personal, team's 5th, and it'll be bonus free throws here for the Cougars. Schroedermeyer yet again at the line. First one rattles its way to the bottom of the net. And Schroedermeyer goes 2 for 2. He is now 4 for 6. 30-27, Lyman leads, and with the basketball here at the Barnett Center at Northern State University. Conway Collins found himself thinking about another three-point attempt, decided against it, and then Vollmer decides he wants one. That's good for 3. Inbound in, and the Cougars move it quickly. They'll turn it over. The Lyman Raiders with the basketball move it the other side. The foul bucket won't fall. That was nearly one of the most impressive and ones we've seen in high school basketball had that one dropped. Schroedermeyer now has just picked up his 4th foul of the game.
This is Viborg-Hurley. They're down. They just had one of their better players pick up foul number 4. Somebody's got to come off the bench and ignite a spark in this team, or this season is going to end a lot shorter than they expected it to.
First free throw falls, and Schroedermeyer and Van Orsdale both to the bench for Viborg-Hurley. In their place, Brenner Gertis and Nolan Kolthoff. Second free throw coming up for MJ Deem, and he'll go 2 for 2. His team currently leads. It's the largest of the game. 35-27 and an 8-point difference favoring the Lyman Raiders. Jake Austin with it at the top of the key. Moves it around and to the elbow. Nolan Kolthoff fires in a 2, but it will bounce off the back of the rim and into the hands of Lyman, who has a chance for their first double-digit lead of the game. The 8-seeded Raiders are on fire here in the third quarter. Shot denied, knocked out. It'll stay with the Raiders. Viborg-Hurley led by 2 at the half. They have been outscored by 10 now in the third quarter by Lyman. Inbound gets in here. Kenyon Garnos. Now it moves up top into the corner for the 11-point lead. MJ Deem couldn't quite get it to fall. A sigh of relief from Viborg-Hurley, who's looking to just narrow this gap as we near the final 8 minutes of the game. Braden Morrison with it. Into the corner, gives it up Warwick. Now Kolthoff. 16 to shoot for the team in white. Jake Austin nearly lost it, retains possession, and the whistle will blow. And I believe a timeout for Coach Warwick of the Cougars. A 30-second timeout. We'll take it when we return. 86 seconds to go in the third quarter, and an 8-point lead for Lyman.
Get your grocery list and head to Hometown Grocery on Main Street in Viborg. Warm up with hot deals at Hometown Grocery, home of super savings, putting more purchase power into your food dollars. So pile up the pantry, load up the shelves. With hundreds of new items, you'll find everything on your grocery list if you can find room in your freezer. Visit Hometown Grocery on Facebook and check out the latest ad to save even more. Hometown Grocery is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Good luck, Cougars.
back to the floor. 86 seconds to play in the third quarter, and then we enter our final set of action. 35-27, Lyman leads over Viborg-Hurley. It is Cougar basketball out of the break. Gertis swings it, Braden Morrison. Into the corner, moves it now. 7 to shoot here for Viborg-Hurley. 3 to shoot. Brenner Gertis ahead of steam, drives with it. He's fouled, and that might have been best case scenario right there for Viborg-Hurley. A foul to send them to the line. Gertis hit the floor hard, and glad to see him get up no problem. Foul goes against Kenyon Garnos, his second. Gertis gets the first to drop, and for Viborg-Hurley, it's kind of been a struggle just shooting the basketball here today. They are 33% on the floor. They've shot from the perimeter well, 33%. No good on the second attempt. Ball is knocked free, Raider basketball, as it goes out of bounds. But 60% at the line for Viborg-Hurley. And after that miss, now 6 of 11, which is 55%. 35-28. Lyman in the lead, 63 seconds to go in the third quarter. This one shaping up to be a good one, entering our fourth quarter. MJ Deem with it at the free throw line, moves it to Cole Kiefer. Takes a few dribbles and picks it up. Back into the corner, MJ Deem, another look from 3, left it short. Foul here on Dawson Vollmer, and Viborg-Hurley going to end up with more free throws, and the clock will stop. The thing is, Lyman with a lot more fouls, but none of their players really in foul trouble, and the only player in foul trouble in the game is Schroedermeyer of the Cougars.
But for the Cougars, the best thing you can do when you're behind is score points while that clock is stopped. You get as much time as you want.
Nolan Kolthoff at the charity stripe gets the first one to drop. And the thing is, if they can send it even into the fourth quarter, down only 5, Cougars are going to be feeling a lot better, as it was nearing that 10-point lead for Lyman, and Kolthoff goes 2 for 2, a much-needed 2 for 2.
Number 8 for the Cougars of this quarter, and that's part of the issue.
35-30 here, the score. With it, a quick jumper, Lyman, a swish for Josiah Vaughn, and a tough bucket. Viborg-Hurley probably rolling their eyes a little bit seeing that one drop. Is just, you love to see him take the shot. And again, a foul on Lyman. And, you know, that's the right call. Cole Kiefer reaching across Viborg-Hurley's body to try and strip it away, and he'll send Kolthoff right back to the stripe.
It's another one, though, where that is his first foul of the night, so
you know, you're not too worried about it.
Doing a great job of spreading the fouls, for lack of a better word, but Cougars get an opportunity to score 2 more points with the clock stopped.
Kolthoff buries the first of 2. Next one, also good. So Kolthoff in his last 4, he scored the last 4 for the Cougars, and all at the line. With it here, Lyman, and a chance for the final shot of the third quarter. 10 seconds to play before our fourth quarter of action. MJ Deem with it, drives against Jake Austin, finds a wide open Josiah Vaughn, no good on the 3. Warwick the rebound, and no shot attempt as we enter our final set of action. We've got 8 minutes to play, 37-32, as we wrap up the third quarter. Lyman leads the Cougars.
Trust Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning in Viborg for all your HVAC needs. Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning features Coleman Heating and Cooling Units. The Coleman name is a trusted icon in America, known for the rugged dependability and tremendous value. Coleman products stand the test of time. So if you need HVAC work, let the professionals at Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning handle the task from start to finish. Give them a call for whatever the South Dakota weather throws your way.
At Merchant State Bank, with locations in Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products with a small town service to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them online at msvsd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is a proud sponsor of the athletic and academic activities in the communities they serve, hoping this season is a memorable one. From Merchant State Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
20 game time through, 8 minutes to go. 37-32, Lyman leads the Viborg-Hurley Cougars as the number 8 seed, trying to pull off an upset in the madness of March.
You got 8 minutes left, you're down 5, anything can happen. I'm excited to see how this one ends.
It will be Cougar basketball, and they can make it a one-possession game here right out of the gate. So if you got that, you got to be feeling good after you were nearly trailing 10 there late in the third quarter. Braden Morrison will give it up to Nolan Koltoff. Koltoff back to Morrison, the dead on three, no. Rebound ends up with Lyman and a jump ball. It'll stay with the Raiders, but possession arrow will flip. Big thank you to our sponsors of this game that include Helena Agri Enterprises, Ackerman Heating and Cooling, Merchant State Bank, Central Farmers Cooperative, Farmers Lumber Company, Hometown Grocery, Ward Law, and Yankton Thrive. Raiders with the basketball as they look to keep the pressure on the Cougars here today. They're up 5 points, 7.5 to play in the game in total. Working with it here, they move it around the perimeter, and MJ Deem fakes the three, drives with it, and it finds its way back out to Canyon Garnos. Now with it, another jumper from Josiah Vaught, who is heating up. And on defense, those are the frustrating ones. You're right in position, but Vaught just a smooth jumper when he finds that mid-range. Schroedermeyer is back in for the Cougars as a note. 1 minute into the fourth quarter, a 7-point lead for the Lyman Raiders. Schroedermeyer will give it up to Braden Morrison. Now it moves around, down low off the rim. The pass bounced, and Raiders will take it over. Viborg-Hurley is going to need a run here if they want to get back into this one. Up top with it, MJ Deem. Now to the near side, Canyon Garnos. Down low, ball knocked out of bounds by Brady Schroedermeyer. For complete coverage, updated scores, and photos of the high school basketball championships, visit sdpb.org/basketball. All the games will be broadcast live on television on SDPB 1, 2, and 3 TV. For updated content, check out SDPB Sports on social media. Driving into the lane, MJ Dean hit hard, and the foul on Nolan Koltoff. That's definitely an earned 2 free throws right there, Nathan.
He's got to make them happen, though. You fall to the court, you need to get the 2 points to make it worth it.
6:23 to go now here in our fourth quarter. And Viborg-Hurley trying to avoid heading to the consolation side of the bracket as they kind of, 6.5 minutes. You've got enough time to do it, but something's got to start here. Lincoln Van Orsdale will check back in here for the Viborg-Hurley Cougars, and MJ Deem goes 2 for 2 at the line.
And I feel like it's got to start on the defensive end. They've done a good job of forcing tough shots. They got to do an even better job, though, somehow.
41-32. It's now a 9-point lead. Jake Austin with a triple. His third of the night. It falls, and Jake Austin gets his team back within 6. 41-35. Jake Austin, his 13th points of the night. 2 minutes into our fourth quarter. In low, ball is on the ground, and Brady Schroedermeyer picks it up. He'll try and bring it the other side. He's fouled, and will it be a shooting foul or on the floor? They'll say on the floor. And kind of depends on when they'll say he was fouled. Was he grabbed before? Because you could see when he went up, he was clearly hit on the arms. They must have thought he was grabbed or something before that. And a quick inbound. Schroedermeyer puts it in for 2. Things getting interesting, as we just said, Nathan. You got to make a move now, and they've just made a move to push it back to 4. 5:40 to go in this one. 41-37. Viborg-Hurley trails to the Lyman Raiders. Raiders have played exceptional so far here today, especially on the defensive side of things. MJ Deem with it. Beyond the perimeter, works against Jake Austin, and Jake Austin is going to get called for a foul here.
We've seen it before, though. This team, they're able to cut it to that 3-4 point mark, and then it gets back up to 8 or 9. The toughest 3 points when you're down 9 are those last 3 points to get it tied. They got to lock in defensively here.
5:23 to go in the game. It is a 4-point difference. Who else but Vaughn to take a jumper, but it won't fall this time, and he got a good look on this one. Every other time it seems he's got a defender right in his face, and automatic. Cougars can make it a one-possession game. Schroedermeyer pump fakes at the elbow, drives with it. He's fouled, count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up. Brady Schroedermeyer brings it within 2. As we watch the replay on 5-Star streaming on YouTube. 41-39 is the score, and a timeout on the floor for the Lyman Raiders and Coach Garnos. Viborg-Hurley making it a good one here late in this one. 5:05 to go. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. When we return, 5 minutes to go. The Cougars a chance to bring it within 1.
Spring's coming fast, and it's time to get your fields ready. At Central Farmers Cooperative, they've got the seed and the crop protection products you need to start the season strong. From trusted seed varieties to the chemicals that help protect every acre, their team is here to help you grow smarter and maximize your field. Stop by Central Farmers Cooperative today and talk to one of the agronomy experts about the right plan for your farm. Central Farmers Cooperative, locally focused and farmer strong.
And back to the floor. What a game so far here tonight. 39-41, Viborg-Hurley trails Lyman. Schroedermeyer at the line, a chance to make it a 1-point game after they trailed 9 here, Nathan, in the fourth quarter.
The important thing, though, is you can't take the lead with the shot. You're still going to be behind. You still have to keep attacking. You can't get complacent now that you have it close.
And Schroedermeyer, who maybe didn't have the best game in that first half, has found himself with 10 points really come to life when it's mattered most for his team. He is playing with 4 fouls, and the free throw, no good. Offensive rebound, Van Orsdale puts it up, no good. Another rebound, and free throws coming up for Kolthoff. He can tie this one. Nolan Kolthoff can tie this ball game up. And if you would have told me a minute and a half ago we had a chance for a tie with over 5 minutes to play, I'm not sure I would have believed you here, Nathan.
Rest in the hands of Kolthoff, a 53% free throw shooter.
And, you know, free throws, it's called free for a reason. You need to bury them, and Kolthoff misses the first of 2, so he no longer can tie it, but he can still bring it within 1. Plenty of ball game left. This is anyone's game right now. Kolthoff for the 40th point for the Cougars of the night. It's good. We've got a 1-point game with under 5 minutes to play here in Aberdeen. State tournament games never disappoint, and this one certainly hasn't yet. A floater and runner, fight for the rebound, lot of contact, and I believe it'll go against Viborg-Hurley, as on the floor here is Nolan Kolthoff, as we'll take the camera off of him, as hitting the floor hard. Hopefully he is okay. We're just going to step aside and hopefully return with some good news on the senior for the Cougars. We'll step aside. This is Viborg-Hurley basketball on 5-Star streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio.
Building a team takes the right mix of quality materials and expertise. You can find the lumber and materials for your next project at Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. Farmers Lumber Company knows that both area teams are built strong and are sure to be successful in tonight's game and beyond. So if you need lumber or hardware for your spring project, make sure to stop by Farmers Lumber Company in Viborg. From Farmers Lumber Company, good luck to both teams.
The Viborg-Hurley Cougars are guilty of not only being great athletes, but great young adults growing into a great asset for the community. That's why Gary Ward of the Ward Law Office is proud to support the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Young Viborg-Hurley students are the future of our community, and the future is bright. So from Ward Law Office in Viborg, good luck to Viborg-Hurley Cougar student athletes in the game and in life. Go Cougars!
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermillion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
Helena Agra Enterprises is one of the foremost agronomic solution providers in the U.S. with over 500 branch locations. Helena markets and sells inputs that improve agricultural productivity for greater customer returns. Helena's theme of people, products, knowledge reinforces the company's commitment to helping customers succeed through the knowledgeable and dedicated people, useful and unique products, and the latest proven technologies. Helena is a proud sponsor of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars.
And back on the floor, Nolan Koltoff is being slowly helped off to the side as unfortunately he might be out for the rest of the tournament. Hope and wish nothing but the best for him as game does continue here. 41-40 inbound for the Raiders, who have the 1-point lead, 4:45 to play in the game. Now is when the Cougars, you feel like you got to go out and win it for your guy. He just got taken out of the game early, and you got to go try and get that win for him. With it, the Raiders from three off the front iron, the kind iron, Josiah Vaughn puts his team up 4. It is a 2-possession game yet again. 44-40, Viborg-Hurley trailing. They've made it interesting, though, as Warwick thought about the 3, decided against it. Down low, the pass, and a foul. No, not a foul. Getting tripped up is Schroedermeyer and MJ Deem. It will just go out of bounds, and that will be a turnover on the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. And right now, Nathan, the Cougars had all the momentum in the world, and it kind of seems like maybe with that injury to Koltoff, it feels like it slowed things down and maybe shifted some of that momentum in this one.
It's that very last point. If you're down 10, the first 9 are easy. It's that 10th point. They got it down to 1. That very last point is just the hardest point to get when you're trying to mount a comeback. And it also hurts that you have all the momentum on your side, then the game just goes dead. The arena goes dead for 2-3 minutes.
And so we do reach our media timeout with 4:11 to play in this one. Certainly not out of reach for the Cougars here, as we'll just leave it here. Don't want to miss any of the action because we have got a great one on our hands here today. Winner advances to the semifinals. Loser will head to the consolation bracket into the semifinals. And right now, the number 8 seed in the Lyman Raiders trying to pull off the upset and defeat the number 1 seeded Viborg-Hurley Cougars. As we mentioned, the Raiders maybe had 3 more losses on the year than Viborg-Hurley, but a tough schedule for them. Raiders with the basketball and a chance to extend their lead here. Cougars need to get some defensive stops. On offense with it here is Conway Collins. To the far side it moves Josiah Vaughn. Vaughn makes a move towards the top of the key, gives it to MJ Deem. Deem into the lane, gives it up, and a score on this side for Kiefer. Cole Kiefer has just given his team a 6-point lead with 3:40 to play in the game. Jake Austin to Schroedermeyer, back to Austin. It nearly went out of bounds. That would have been deadly for the Cougars. Austin drives it down low, lofts it up, no good. Rebound for Schroedermeyer. His attempt also no good. The whistle will blow. Is it a foul on the rebound or the shot attempt for Schroedermeyer? And now more players on the floor again. I believe Cole Kiefer has just picked up his 4th foul, and it'll be a shooting foul with Schroedermeyer headed to the line. Well, they just changed it on the board now. It's actually Conway Collins who's picked up his 4th, coming off that huge 3 he knocked down on the other side. Schroedermeyer misses the first attempt of 2. 11 of 19, Viborg-Hurley is at the stripe. Those 8 points just might be the difference in our game today. Schroedermeyer misses that one as well. Ball is knocked free. Last touch by Lyman. Cougars keep possession, and feels like, well, a little bit of luck. No, it won't be. Officials talk things over, and they'll change it. It is Lyman basketball. And so the Raiders take over. 3:12 to play in the game and a 6-point lead. 46-40 and a foul down low. Hard contact there as Lincoln Van Orsdale falls to the ground. And this has been a physical basketball game.
I would rather have a physical state tournament game than a everything gets called state tournament game. This is the best of the best. You like to see them fighting out there.
Inbound gets in here after the foul was on Van Orsdale, and a strip and steal there for Brenner Gertis. That is exactly what Viborg-Hurley needed. They still trail 6, and now it's becoming now or never time. Jake Austin with it. Gives it up to Braden Morrison. Right back to Austin it moves. You don't need a 3, but it certainly would feel good to make it a 1-possession game. On the cut, Jake Austin fouled. Free throws on the way, and that will be bonus for Viborg-Hurley here. And the foul goes against MJ Deem, who's picked up his 3rd personal.
This point, this kind of feels like the strategy defensively for Lyman. If they're shooting 55% from the free throw line, force them to go there.
And Jake Austin knocks in the first of 2. 2:39 to play. And your scoreboard favoring Lyman by 5. And Austin goes 2 for 2. Makes it a 4-point difference, 46-42. Cougars need another stop here. Raiders with a few scores could send themselves to the semifinals. With it, Vaught, he attracts a crowd immediately. Up top it moves, a good look, the dead on 3, off the front iron to the hands of Schroedermeyer. Cougars can make it a 1-possession game. Brady hesitates, drives with it, kicks it out. Up top it moves. Jake Austin now at the top of the key, and Viborg-Hurley will slow it down on offense. They don't need to move quickly, and the ball bounces off of the hands of Jake Austin, and that is the exact opposite of what you needed here, Nathan. 2 minutes to go, and Lyman with an unforced turnover on defense from Viborg-Hurley. 46-42. Ball is tipped back court, but it was touched by the Cougars, so not a backcourt violation. At the elbow, they swing it. MJ Deem hesitates, but he traveled. He pump faked the 3, kind of hopped off to the side, and it's called for a travel. 97 seconds to play now, and Viborg-Hurley trails 4.
This is starting to turn into a little war of nutrition. First 3 quarters, everybody was quick. They were jogging it up the court. Now they're literally walking it up the court. That's how tired everybody is.
And when you're hitting the floor as often as these teams are, you got to use your energy too to pick yourself up. Under 90 seconds to play. 46-42, Lyman with the lead. Brenner Gertis at the elbow, gives it up. Jake Austin pump fakes the 3, drives with it, he gets stopped. Finds Braden Morrison. He wants to step it out but won't get it. 13 to shoot now for Viborg-Hurley. Jake Austin kicks it out. Warwick for 3. off the backboard and put way too much on that one. 65 seconds to play. Cougars do not need a foul, but they will up their defensive intensity here. Up top it moves, and a timeout going to be called. Lyman. Coach Garnos takes the timeout. It is a full timeout. We'll step aside when we return. The final minute of action. It's 46-42, Lyman in the lead.
Trust Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning in Viborg for all your HVAC needs. Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning features Coleman Heating and Cooling Units. The Coleman name is a trusted icon in America. Known for the rugged dependability and tremendous value, Coleman products stand the test of time. So if you need HVAC work, let the professionals at Ackerman Heating and Air Conditioning handle the task from start to finish. Give them a call for whatever the South Dakota weather throws your way.
57.5 seconds to play. It's 46-42. Lyman on top of the number 1 seeded Viborg-Hurley Cougars, trying to completely upset a game that tipped off at 11:15. Is about an hour and 20 minutes old as we've got 12:35 on the clock. I'm Zac Spear alongside Nathan Delaney. Appreciate you tuning in here with us today on 5 Stars streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio. Raiders with the 4-point lead and the basketball with under a minute to go. Viborg-Hurley 3 timeouts yet to use in this one. Don't be surprised if they use all 3 of them. Inbound gets in. 23 on the shot clock here with MJ Deem in the basketball. Now a foul, and that will be an intentional one for Viborg-Hurley, which will send Deem to the free throw line. And Nathan, feels like if Lyman can knock down free throws, they very well could win this game.
And Lyman hasn't been struggling that much. They are 10 for 12 from the free throw line today. That's 83%.
And right now, that's the difference in the game. As Viborg-Hurley shooting below 60%, but a much-needed miss on this one. Viborg-Hurley hoping for miss number 2 on the way, and they'll need a quick bucket on the other side to keep their championship aspirations alive. Second one drops. It's a 5-point game. Lyman leads 47-42, 45 seconds to play. Braden Morrison has it for the Cougars. Jake Austin into the corner. Steps it back, fires the off-kiltered 3. Brady Schroedermeyer, offensive rebound, puts it in for 2. It's a 3-point game here. And did Lyman get the timeout off in time? They did. Nathan, it would have been a 5-second violation on the inbound. It would have forced a turnover, giving Viborg-Hurley a chance to tie it with 32.5 seconds. Instead, a well-timed timeout for Coach Garnos of the Lyman Raiders. And we've got a great one here. It's probably going to end up who can make some free throws here.
Well, you're at the point now where the Cougars have to foul. The shot clock has been turned off. It's 32.4 seconds. The question is, do you go for the trap in the front court and then only foul if they successfully achieve the other side of the court?
I think that's what you got to do. Make it difficult on the inbound, and even once it's inbounded until they hit half court, I think you keep your hands free. Maybe play a little aggressive. Try to get a hand on it and play a little more aggressive than you normally would, because a foul sends them to the line, and that's halfway the plan already.
If you get like a 50% steal, 50% foul, you go for it.
32.5 seconds to play, 47-44. Lyman on top of the Viborg-Hurley Cougars. Lyman is the 8 seed, Viborg-Hurley the 1 seed, and the whistles will blow. Not sure what the confusion is here, to be honest with you. And it is a full court pressure here from the Cougars. On the inbound, MJ Deem is fouled, and he can bring it right back up to a 2-possession game. He heads to the line yet again.
MJ Dean, so far on the season, 72% from the free throw line. So,
a good free throw shooter, and he is 5 for 6 in the game today. That last miss was in his last trip, or the lone miss was in his last trip to the line, as he knocks in the first. That's the important one. You made the first one. And now, can he make it a 5-point game? 48-44, Lyman leads. And Deem, the second, does drop. That'll turn the heat on for the Cougars. You feel like you probably need 3 here. Up ahead it moves. And Jake Austin gets a good look from range, and it rims around and out. Offensive rebound is going to stay here with Viborg-Hurley, and Coach Warwick called a timeout as Jake Austin put up a 3. And that would have brought it within 2 points. And unfortunately, it's not a bad timeout that he called. Unfortunately, Jake Austin was just about to pull up and would have had it within 2. Instead, we stay 49-44, 18 and a half to play. It is Cougar basketball here, Nathan, and this is when things get a little hairy.
Well, I'm not going to flame a coach for calling a timeout when his shooter is literally on the midcourt logo.
And exactly. Like I said, it's not a bad timeout. It was an unfortunate timeout. 49-44, Lyman leads. It is Cougar basketball with 18 and a half seconds to play. Inbound on the far side, Viborg-Hurley lofts it in. Braden Morrison puts it up, corner 3 off the front iron. Another offensive rebound here for Viborg-Hurley. Morrison tosses up another one off the back iron. Yet another opportunity. Jake Austin has it blocked. He'll get another look with 5 seconds. No good on that attempt. And another chance here. Schroedermeyer puts it up, and it bounces off the back iron, and that wraps it up. 49-44, the Lyman Raiders defeat the Viborg-Hurley Cougars in a huge upset. Both the Class B state tournaments see the number 1 seed falling in the first round. Nathan, what a game we had here today. What did you see in this one?
Well, certainly that did not go the way the 1-seeded Cougars wanted it to go. It's mainly that third quarter. They won the first quarter by 2 points. They tied the second. They tied the fourth. It's that third quarter coming out of the locker room. They just were flat. They were behind. They lost that third quarter 17-10, and there was no looking back after that.
And so Lyman will advance to the state semifinals as the 8 seed, as they'll play the winner of Aberdeen Christian and Castlewood, which is coming right up here. And tip-off will be a little delayed on that one. Viborg-Hurley will wait to see who loses that game, and that's who they will play tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. And for the Cougars, we'll be in coverage tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. That'll be on 5-Star streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio, 101.5 AM 1570. And later today, the Freeman Flyers will play at 5 o'clock. We'll also be in coverage of that on 5-Star streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio. A big thank you to our sponsors of this game: Helena Agri Enterprises, Ackerman Heating and Cooling, Merchant State Bank, Central Farmers Cooperative, Farmers Lumber Company, Hometown Grocery, Ward Law, and Yankton Thrive. Also, big thank you to South Dakota Public Broadcasting for allowing us to broadcast these games for both Viborg-Hurley and Freeman. Your final stats in this one: Braden Morrison, 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Jake Austin, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Nolan Koltoff, 7 points and 5 rebounds. Walker Warwick in this one, 3 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Brady Schroedermeyer with 12 points, 9 boards, and an assist. Brenner Gertis had 1 point, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. And Lincoln Van Orsdell with 1 rebound and 1 assist. On the flip side for the Lyman Raiders, Conway Collins wraps up the game with 3 points and 2 assists, and those 3 points were maybe the biggest 3 points of the game to put his team back up not double digits, 2 possessions. MJ Deem had 15 points, led his team in scoring, tied Jake Austin for the most in the game, 7 rebounds and 4 assists. Cole Kiefer with 9 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist. Dawson Vollmer had 10 points and 8 rebounds. Chase Seaboy with 2 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Only took 1 shot, though, by the way. Josiah Vaughn finishes with 10 points off of 4 of 6 shooting and a rebound. A great contribution from him off the bench. And to wrap things up, number 22, Canyon Garnos in this one with 2 assists. Your final score, 49-44. Viborg-Hurley will play tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. We'll have coverage. And coming up, the Freeman game as they will take on Sully Buttes at 5. Pregame at 4:45 will be live on 5 Star streaming on YouTube and Fox Sports Radio 101.5 AM 1570. I'm Zac Spear alongside Nathan Delaney. Nathan, your closing thoughts on the game we just saw.
It's a tough way to end your championship aspirations for these seniors. It was a great season, though. Any season you win 20 games is an impressive season. That is hard to do. You still got 2 more games together. Finish them out with your team. This is a group of guys you will remember later on in life, so have fun and finish these 2 games fun.
Absolutely, and I think that about wraps it up for us for now, as we will be back here for the Freeman game right where you are now on 5 Star streaming and Fox Sports Radio for the final time right now. I'm Zac Spear alongside Nathan Delaney. Tune in for more Class B state tournament action coming up.